So I'm in a hurry to get to the comic book store. I need to get there before they open so people don't buy out all the comic books. And of course, I'm at a red flipping light. Like, come on. Hurry up. It's still red. Turn green so I can get to the comic book store! Hey comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to bring you Spider Slayer's comic book haul. This is episode 391. That's right, guys. Wow, that's crazy. Anyway, this is the video series where each and every week I show you, the fans, which comic books I picked up at the comic book store. So, if at any time you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss any content. And guys, I really appreciate all the likes on last week's video. I broke the record of 107 likes. I think I had 136 likes. This week, please give that video a thumbs up. Let's push for 150. That would be freaking awesome. I would love it. You guys are awesome. So, let's dive into this haul. Let's get started, shall we? I think this was a pretty big week. What do you guys think? Mysterious black bag. Inside is the comics. So we're doing a mystery comic bag unbagging or something like that. I don't know. You think I would know this stuff? You know, I've been doing these hauls for like 5 years. You think I would freaking know what I'm saying at this point, but I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, first things first. What do you always got to get with your comic books, right? To protect them, you got to get your bags and boards, okay? So from Ultra Pro, I had someone ask me what bags and boards I've used in the past, because some of my comics are at least 10, 15 years old when it comes to like some of the New 52 stuff and that stuff. So yeah, Ultra Pro comic bags, that's what I use. They really are good bags and boards. They don't seem to get deteriorated or fade or break or any of that stuff. All right, so let's see what I got here, man. I don't even know what order these books are, anything like that. Let's start with this one first, because this one is like taking up a lot of space on my little ass desk here. So the first one I wound up getting is Harleen. This is book one. I know this was one of my more anticipated comics on my most anticipated comics series that that you guys hopefully watch. And I love this cover here. It looks so good. And I think this is supposed to go into more of a psychological thing when it comes to Harley Quinn and whatnot. So here's some of the interior artwork, as you guys can see in here. I heard that this book will take you some time to read. It'll probably take maybe an hour to digest it. Again, everybody's different in reading, but I guess to really get it and get the psychological aspect of what goes on in this particular book, I think that's what you're going to have to do. So I'll make this either the first read or maybe the last read of my poll this week. So this is book one. All right. Next, this is, I'm not going to show you any interior artwork, and I haven't even looked at it myself yet, but this is SSFX highlighted, but when you look at it, it actually says Safe Sex issue 1. So I have no idea what to expect. The comic book shop manager told me it's kind of a mix of what is it, Unnatural, that series, so and something else. But he did say it was good. There's a lot of mystery involved in this particular title, so I'm curious to see what it's about. And obviously it's censored here because it came already bagged, so we'll see what happens there. All right. Next, Batman Superman issue 2. The first issue of this was actually phenomenal. It really surprised me. I thought, well, because it had to deal with metal, that this was going to be a disappointment. But the story was quite interesting, and the ending of the last issue was really cool, as you get to see Shazam be part of one of the Batman Who Laughs little cronies here, and you can see the big grin on his face there. So here's some of the interior artwork in this book, how things really kick off. There's a battle there right from the start. Not really spoiling anything because you knew that was going to happen at the end of the last cliffhanger. So, yeah, here's some more artwork in here too. But if you guys haven't picked up issue 1 yet, go ahead, see if it's still on the rack. You might be surprised with this one. So, Batman, Superman, issue 2. All right. So, real quick, guys, I have a new live show that I do on Thursdays. It's going to start around 1:30, 1:45. It's going to go for an hour where I'm going to review some of these books, okay? Now, at any time, if there's any of these books that you guys want me to review, put it in the comment section below. Again, the show is called After the Pull. And so I'll read as many of those books that I can, and I'll discuss them in further detail with you and see if these books lived up to the highly anticipated expectations of them, all right? All right, so moving forward is Shazam, issue 7. So we have this one here. Dude, I don't even remember what the last issue was about. And I said I wasn't going to buy it, but I did wind up buying it because I did enjoy the series up until this point. But at this point, it's been months since this book has come out. I'm going to have to kind of maybe love to see a recap page, you know, on what's going on with this particular story. I totally forgot, but I do remember the artwork was gorgeous, and they got to go to these different lands, and they're like in all the family is all separated, and they're all being captured and whatnot. So it was a cool story. I liked it. I'm just disappointed on the release schedule when it comes to this book and how much it was delayed. So that's Shazam. This is issue 7. All right, next, new #1 from Marvel Comics this week. And I don't know how long I'll be on this book. We'll see what happens. But this is Strike Force, issue #1. This is one of those books that might be like a Justice League Dark type of thing. And I'm not always into those types of books. I'm not a fan of Ghost Rider. I'm not a fan of Blade. And this is kind of that supernatural book. But I'm going to give it a try because it is a new #1. It could be entertaining and it could surprise me. So here's the interior artwork. All right, but I just feel like a lot of these characters are shoved in here because they got no place to go, you know, so that's usually what they do when it comes to these, you know, weird team books. So how long will it last? I don't know. Artwork looks okay for me right off the bat, just glancing at it right now. But again, I don't have high expectations. Wow, I just saw something that kind of just, you know, boggled my mind. Who's excited about this though? This whole Venom Island storyline from Donny Cates when it comes to the Venom book. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's Strike Force issue 1. All right, next we have Dial H for Hero. I don't know how many of you guys are reading this, but this is a book that's a lot of fun. It's different take a little bit on Dial H, and I love the story of Miguel and how his the person that he looks up to is Superman, and he's actually become Superman through the Dial H phone. So I think it's cool. The artwork is a little bit different every time because all our characters change, and I love seeing the different characters that they change into, and maybe a little nod to the way an artist drew or whatnot. And it's a good book, man. If you guys have not jumped on this, it might be a little bit too late. You might have to check it out in trade whenever it does come out on trade. And remember, it actually goes up until issue 12. So guys, let me know about Dial H for Hero, and if you want me to go into more depth about this particular issue on the new show After the Pull tomorrow at 1:45. Yeah. Is it 1:45 or 12:45? I don't know. I'll send the invite. You guys will join when you can. It's a new show, so I'm still working out the kinks. All right, next. The Amazing Spider-Man. This is issue 30. That's right, guys. Jeez, man. If there's a tie-in that you got to read with Absolute Carnage, it's got to be The Amazing Spider-Man, right? Because it's finally hit the main title. And here we have Carnage on the cover, and he's, you know, messing with Spidey there. And this book is actually done by Ryan Ottley with the help of Nathan Fairbairn. So we do get to see some Spidey artwork in here, so, or some Ryan Ottley artwork. So I am looking forward to this. Here's what's going on in here. And where this one actually takes place, I'm not quite sure. But it looks to be quite interesting. And here's some of that artwork, the way Ryan Ottley draws Venom, and you get more of a inside look there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the Amazing Spider-Man issue 30, guys. All right, next, who read House of X issue 5 last week? I thought it was great. The reincarnation process when it came to the X-Men being resurrected was amazing, and I thought Hickman, the way he came up with that, was brilliant. You know, who would have thought he made Goldballs this this mutant that means something for the reincarnation process of all these X-Men, and it changes everything that we know about the X-Men. Like, how do you guys feel about that? So now we have Powers of X. This is issue 5. We have Mr. Sinister on the cover here. So what happens here? All right. Here's some of the artwork inside here, as you get to see Emma. You know, looks like she's kind of pissed off at Magneto. You know, so we'll see what happens in this book. So it looks like more Emma Frost in here again. And last time we had a lot of Apocalypse in the last issue too. So yeah, there's a lot of dialogue going in here, a lot of conversation between these particular characters. But this series has really surprised me, and I've really enjoyed it. This is Powers of X. This is issue 5. All right. As we continue to go through the books, we have the Superior Spider-Man. This is issue 11. Now, this is when Otto Octavius does battle against Norman Osborn from a different Earth. And he was buddies with Spider-Man, and he's been planning against Otto for a while now. And I've said this in the past already. This book has become a little bit more emotional, and it makes you relate to Otto Octavius a little bit more, and it gives him emotion. So I think that's why, if you're a reader of this series, you're going to get attached to it now, you know? Before, Otto Octavius was kind of like this dick, and it's like, who cares about you? I'm so tired of seeing you in every single issue of Spider-Man. Excuse me. And now he's this relatable character where you feel for him and you want him to succeed. So, really cool stuff. Cool character interactions. Shit, Otto's got a girlfriend now, so that's cool too. So, Superior Spider-Man, that's issue 11. All right, so let's keep going. As we got Marvel Comics Presents. This is, I guess this is the end of that particular story when it comes to Wolverine and his daughter. And then we're going to move forward with the story arc. So with Wolverine's daughter, does she get thrusted now into the main Marvel Universe going forward? We'll see. But I love the artwork in this main story, and I think Charles Soule is the one who writes the main story of this book, and it's been great. It really has, and I'm glad he's done something worthwhile in a book where you would think that it's a throwaway book. So I think it's pretty well written. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. Look at this battle here. So great stuff. I don't even know what the secondary... Oh, there is no secondary story. The whole issue is this story. So it actually feels like its own comic book instead of 3 separate little stories there. So Marvel Comic Presents issue 9. All right, here we go. Keep on trucking along. Oh, look, I got the Marvel Previews book, which is free. And it has all the stuff coming out when it comes to Marvel Comics. And and then we have this in the back too, like I said. So I can cut that out. That's where I get all these images from. You guys always ask me that. I get them from these preview books. I just cut them out and I stick them behind me. And every once in a while I get a new one and I just update it, or I change some of the images here. So yeah, there's some cool stuff coming out here. Look at that Morbius picture. So that's really cool too. So yeah, if you get a chance, go to your local comic shop and pick up these free preview books. So it's always great stuff there of what is to come. All right, so got that. Celebrating 80 years, we got the New Mutants. We got Chris Claremont on the book, okay? So whenever Chris Claremont can write anything that has to do with the X-Men or any type of mutant, you want to check it out. You want to see what he has to say about these characters in today's age. And I think he could put together a cool little story. The artwork here right from the start when you open it up is a little dark, you know, so I don't know if you might get turned off by that. But it is supposed to be, which I think is a little bit of a darker or more horrific story, as you can see here. But does this art turn you off? Because it is a $4.99 book, so is it worth that hard-earned cash there? So this is the New Mutants one-shot celebrating 80 years of Marvel. All right, so as we continue, we have Ghost Spider issue 2. Finally, this one has come out, and it's a good book. I loved the last run. I loved issue 1. I love the character interactions between Peter and Gwen. I love how Gwen is standing up for herself, and she realized she still has to be her own person, even though she is Spider-Gwen, or Ghost Spider, that's what you call her now. I love the artwork in this book. It's so good. I even love, like, just the dialogue bubbles. I think they look really cool, the word bubbles, and it's just everything about this book is a lot of fun for me. And we could get to see the return of the Jackal here, and maybe he's like two different forms of the Jackal. Maybe he's from Gwen's other Earth and in this Earth, in the 616 universe. So I don't know, but it's looking like it. I mean, if you read issue 1, you kind of know what I'm talking about. Don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, so this is issue 2 of Ghost Spider. All right, so next, another Absolute Carnage tie-in. This is Miles Morales, issue 2. This is a creepy looking cover, man. But yeah, here we get to see Miles Morales, obviously getting possessed by the Cult of Carnage, or his minions or whatnot. And in the first issue of this, I was disappointed because they told the same exact story in Absolute Carnage number 2 and in the Miles Morales issue 1. Now I'm hoping for issue 2, we get to see what Miles is going through, his point of view as being one of these Carnage-like creatures. I hope it touches on that. If it doesn't, I'll be kind of disappointed. But here's what the interior artwork looks like, and let's see if we see anything else that might interest you here. Okay, so again, that first issue is one of the weaker tie-ins, but it looks like it's gonna branch off into a little bit of a different story going forward. So that is Absolute Carnage, Miles Morales. This is issue 2. All right, this could be a one-time thing, maybe a two-time issue thing, but I've picked up Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the Avengers, for the first time in a long-ass time. Only because of that guy right there. Because of Cosmic Ghost Rider. I love that character. I love how funny he is, but I also love how much of a badass he is. And it looks like now he's doing battle against the flippin' Avengers. So I think that could be a lot of fun if he's actually written the right way. But here's some of that interior artwork. And maybe, just maybe, it could get me back on the Avengers again. Or maybe it just might still suck, and I won't read the book anymore going forward once again until we get another new creative team. I've been so disappointed with the Avengers. I just don't like the roster overall and whatnot. So, and we're still dealing with this Eternal stuff. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But again, Avengers issue 24. All right, next. Whew. Action Comics. I haven't picked up this in a little while either. But I decided to pick it up because Naomi is teaming up with Superman. And if you read the Naomi series, she actually is a huge fan of Superman. She wants to be a hero just like Superman. So in this issue, it looks like she's going to be in this book. So what she does in this book, how long she's in this book, I don't know. But yeah, it could be a fun issue. Here's, again, some more of this interior artwork. And yes, you do see Naomi in there. If I swear to God, if I have to see this freaking Snickers freaking commercial again in this book, I'm going to rip it out of my book. I can't stand it. It's been in there for like 3 weeks. So here's some more of that artwork in there too. So, yeah. So we'll see what happens with this. I have not been a fan of Action Comics, but of course, Brian Michael Bendis has got to put his own created character in another book that he's writing. So we'll see what happens with it. All right, and then last but not least, this is the purchase of the day. I wound up getting issue 102 of the Amazing Spider-Man. Now, this significance of this key is that it is the second appearance of Morbius the Vampire and his origin tale. So I was really excited to get this particular book because obviously the movie's going to be coming out, and this goes right into the collection. It's a pretty decent grade. It looks like it's in like good shape, maybe very good shape. I would love to maybe one day get this pressed and get it sent to CGC to see what its true value is on it. But nevertheless, whatever I do with it, it's my Spidey book, and it's one of the older ones. And I don't come across these older ones that are in such great shape these days. So, guys, there you have it. There is the haul for this week. Again, if there's any of these books that you saw in my haul this week, please put it in the comments below, and I will review them, as many as I can, in my new show after the poll every Thursday. I don't know what time I said. It's around 12:45 to 1:45, something like that. Just look for the notification. Hit that bell. Give this video a thumbs up. Guys, you've been great. I really appreciate all the love for the past couple of weeks. Channel's been doing really, really great, and I'm glad you enjoy the content. So, guys, as always, this is Mike Spiderslayer signing off. And you've been watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. See you soon, guys. Bye.